Happy Monday, YouTube. I am going to go live in all the places. Excited to talk to you guys today. Have some fun stuff coming up. Okay, going live on. Here we go. Here we go. Live in all the places. Okay, I'm super excited today. First of all, happy April. I think this is the first official one. This is what, April 7th. Yeah, so happy April. I'm really, really excited to be talking about like style tips that we can learn from famous women. Now, often I think that we think that famous women are just not a great source of inspiration because they have endless budgets, they have endless help, and they have different lifestyles than many of us do. But there is a lot that we can learn from other women over 50 who happen to be famous. Because let's face it, because they have a lot of help and because they have access to all the things, they tend to be doing some things right, or at least they have ideas that we can all kind of bring into our own wardrobes. Excuse the crazy sunlight that's coming into the room right now. So anyway, I'm really excited. I said 10, but I think it's more like 12 tips that come from style icons that are over 50. And I love that we have more access to stylish women over 50 than we've ever had. I know growing up, I felt like you didn't see women over 40 or over 50 except for in like grandmother roles and movies. And the clothes were definitely not anything to aspire to then. So we're seeing a lot of women who are continuing to be stylish 50, 60, 70, 80, and beyond. And I love this. So I'm going to start by talking about Jennifer Aniston. Now, a lot of people, some of these, I just want to say, hi, everybody. I just want to say that some of these rules or tips are going to apply more to you based on your personal style. You're always going to take everything and you're going to filter it through your personal style, what flatters you and what works for your lifestyle. So those are always going to be our filters. Those are always going to be things that we're going to run everything by. So some of these are going to align more with your personal style than others. So I'm going to start with Jennifer Aniston because I get so many questions about her style and how you can emulate her style and what she does and how she does it so well. So her wardrobe is 99.9% neutral, and it's always very, very simple, classic, relaxed, not fussy. So it's black, white, gray, beige, but always like laid back kind of California casual pieces. So she wears a lot of denim, she wears a lot of tank tops, she wears a lot of basics. So why does her wardrobe look so interesting and why does it look so good on her? Like, how can she take what essentially seem like ho-hum, possibly boring pieces and make them look stylish? And how has she taken tank tops and olive green pants and jeans and become a style icon? Like, what is the secret sauce? The secret sauce is a couple of things. First of all, she's always got the grooming on point. Like, she's always got the hair, looking beautiful and effortless. She always has the skin looking natural and glowy. She has the same makeup look dialed in all the time, which is kind of a fresh-faced California girl makeup look, very simple, very minimal. But when it comes to her clothes, she always has two things in every single minimal outfit. So again, her outfits are neutral and minimal, relaxed, pretty basic. But what elevates everything that she wears is fit and quality. And so the simpler your clothes are, the more that fit and quality are critical. So she keeps things simple, like a black tank, a really well-cut blazer, beautiful jeans. And these pieces are forgiving and they're timeless and they're very, very versatile. But again, what is going to take her black tank jeans and a blazer from being, I've seen that a million times before, to being stylish and inspiring and the type of outfit we want to copy? It's because the quality of those pieces is amazing and the fit is amazing. I told a story a few years ago. I read an interview with one of her stylists who said that if she, like, when you see Jennifer Aniston photographed from the side, her t-shirts don't go in a straight line from her bust to her belly. Her t-shirts are tailored so that they go underneath her bust and are slimmer and flatter across her tummy area. In other words, every single thing, even the most effortless casual, throw it on type of piece is very intentional. They're all tailored and they're all altered to fit her body. So what can we take from her style, and what can we bring into our actual lives if we don't have Jennifer Aniston's budget and we don't have, the time and the resources that she has to put into our wardrobe? First, I would say look for the best quality essentials that you can buy. Lean into your best neutrals and build a wardrobe around your best neutrals. And then for the most important pieces, make sure that they fit beautifully. So you're starting with great quality basics and your best neutrals, and then you're tailoring the most important pieces so that they fit you really, really well. When you invest in neutrals, you're building a wardrobe that won't age out. You're building a wardrobe that won't date you to a specific season, or a specific age or a specific trend cycle. Like, you are building that timeless wardrobe, and that's something she's known for. You can see her 10, 15 years ago, and her uniform has largely stayed the same. Okay, next. So neutrals never go out of style. Jennifer Aniston, that was the first tip. The second is confidence is the best accessory. I'm going to highlight Viola Davis here. I feel like she is an underrated style star. She has so much confidence in the way that she wears color. She wears bold and like joyful colors, like hot pink. She wears a lot of cobalt blue. She wears some really poppy prints. But what really makes her wear the clothes and not the clothes wear her is that she's got the confidence to pull off this color. So she's the polar opposite of Jennifer Aniston. And when you're looking at the direction you want your style to go into, you've got to look in before you start shopping. So Jennifer Aniston is dressing true to herself, and her clothes really work for her. Viola Davis is dressing really true to herself, and her clothes really work for her. And you can't just I'm going to do Viola Davis today and I'm going to do Jennifer Aniston today. That is like two different people and two different style types. So you want to ask yourself, if you admire Viola Davis's bold, colorful, confident style, does that align with who you are? Are you going to feel like you're wearing a costume? Are you going to feel like you're wearing like it walks into a room 20 minutes before you do? Like, you have to have the personality that aligns with these style types. And really, that's the secret. That's the secret at the end of the day. These women are wearing clothes that very much feel like them. So, style is not just what you wear, it's how you wear it and how you feel in it, and whether the clothes feel like you. That's going to be the difference. That's going to take, someone like Viola Davis can walk into a room full of people dressed in subdued neutrals, wearing bright color, and feel like absolutely like herself, because those clothes suit her personality. Like, they are just her. So, you have to pick a lane, pick your style, decide what you love, and believe in your choice once you're out the door. Like, you make a choice about what you're going to wear, and you're like, okay, I'm owning this, and I'm going to go with this. I chose to wear a hot pink gown to a formal wedding on Saturday night, and once I put the dress on, I stopped questioning my choices. I was like, love the dress, love the color. I've done everything I need to do to get ready and to make myself feel more confident. I'm going to head out the door and I'm going to own this look. I'm not going to be second guessing and thinking, should I have worn a neutral? Is this too bold? Is it too subtle? Is it too casual? Is it too dressy? I stopped second guessing once I left the house. So confidence doesn't come from an outfit. The outfit gets its power and its personality from you. And so you have to be willing to own your look. So confidence is the best accessory, and you can go into a room wearing something neutral or wearing something colorful. And as long as you own it, it's going to work for you. Okay, the next tip is from Cate Blanchett. She is one of my favorites, and it's structured pieces add instant polish. Now, I've talked before about how we all want a power outfit. We all want a personality outfit. We all want like smart casual outfit, outfit formula. These are outfits that we can wear on repeat, and outfit formulas we can wear on repeat that are going to get us that instant like feeling that we need to meet our day wherever it's at. So Cate Blanchett always wears structured pieces. And the thing about structured pieces is that they are going to lend themselves very well to power outfits. So structured pieces add polish and power. They add authority, especially if you're petite like I am and you want a little bit of authority in an outfit. Like, adding something structured gives you that authority. So she loves clean lines, tailored blazers, trousers, and coats with really defined shoulders. These are pieces that are going to give polish, but they also give power. They also give like I'm here. I'm ready to take over the world, like that kind of feeling. Even when she wears something like a little bit out there and avant-garde, it still has structure, which keeps it from looking too like out there and too crazy, and makes it still look polished and powerful. There's always a clear shape to everything that she wears. Structure communicates authority, and it also communicates elegance, and it really can up-level anything we're wearing. So a well-cut blazer, a beautiful coat can look really intentional and really polished, and they can elevate whatever you're wearing. So you can wear that blazer with jeans, you can wear it with sweats. You're going to look more elevated because you've got that structure. Okay, next, Julianne Moore, another favorite of mine. So the style rule from her is that less skin, more impact. So often, especially for formal events, it feels like the pressure is on to wear something bare and wear something very strappy, wear something very revealing, expose a lot of décolletage. And for whatever reason, you may not feel comfortable in that. And if you force yourself to be like, well, I'm going to a cocktail party and everything's going to be hanging out everywhere. And that's just not me, but I feel pressured to do this. You do not buy into the pressure to overexpose if that's not something you're comfortable with. So I feel like as we get older, less is more when it comes to exposure. Busby style, she talks about the one skin rule. I've always done that since I was younger. But the rule basically is like show leg, show arm, show like neckline. Don't show everything in one outfit. Like show one part of your body in an outfit, expose one part of your skin in an outfit, not a million different things in the same outfit. So, it's about striking that balance. But Julianne Moore, no matter what events she goes to, and, she's going to Hollywood events where there are people wearing mesh dresses and naked dresses. She often wears high necks. She wears long sleeves. She wears floor length gowns, and she still looks sexy and stylish. She commands attention no matter what she is wearing. And it really is evidence that you do not have to show it all to look beautiful, to be the most stylish woman in the room, to be the most glamorous and desirable woman in the room. You can absolutely be that way and still dress in a way that feels modest, but also feels like it aligns with your personal style and your comfort level better. So showing less skin can feel more powerful and definitely is more mysterious and isn't like try hard, isn't like pick me, right? And I feel like there is a little bit of a desperation in Hollywood right now where people are going crazier. Like I was looking at Victoria Beckham's Met Gala outfit from like 2017, and it was subtle and stunning. Now they are costumes, and I feel like everyone's trying to one up each other on the red carpet, and clothes are getting crazier and they're getting costumier and they're getting nakeder, if that's a word, nakeder. Like they are just getting more and more and more bare. And when you're not buying into that, you're saying, yeah, I don't need to play that game. I've got my own, I'm doing my own thing over here. And I'm my own, I have my own style. And again, she puts it on, she owns it. She heads out the door and she looks like the most confident woman in the room because she does not have to shout to get attention. And I think that is super, super powerful. So it's about fabric, silhouette, and detail for her. You don't need to show everything to feel confident. Sometimes what you don't show is your secret weapon and is a sign that you are truly the most confident woman at the event, at the party. Okay. Number 5, hair can be your signature. I love this one because I think that my hair is definitely part of my signature. Helen Mirren is one of those women who has really made her hair her signature. Her iconic sleek and silver style has really become kind of a trademark of who she is. And she has embraced silver, white, gray hair. She looks incredible doing it. She looks modern. She looks sleek. No one is going up to Helen Mirren and saying, you really should go back to being a blonde, or you really should go back to being a brunette. She's really taken that hair color and she has owned it. She turns it into a feature rather than trying to hide her age. Now, this is going to look different for everyone. I have often said that I'm never planning on going silver with my hair. That is not a style choice I'm making. But what I'm saying is that you make your hair your signature, whatever direction you go in. And then when you do, don't apologize for it. I don't apologize for my hair being long and curly and a little crazy. She doesn't apologize for her hair being sleek and silver and for refusing to color her hair in a youth obsessed industry like Hollywood. So whether you go gray or not, your hair can be your signature, and own it. And again, it's really about making a choice, saying, this is what I'm choosing to do with my look, and then not second guessing it. Like just owning it, working it, it's yours. Like, you do you better than anybody else. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is play Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton, I just love. She has very avant-garde style, and it can kind of feel a little bit daunting to take anything from her personal style because her style is so unique to her. But one of the things that she does really well is that she plays with texture, not just color. She often wears neutral colors, but her outfits are never ever boring. And one of the reasons is that she wears interesting shapes a la Kate Blanchett. But another reason is that she does a lot with texture. She mixes velvet with satin, matte with shimmer. She does really interesting and highly textural outfits. And texture really adds richness and like depth to an outfit, even if it's all in the same color. And that's really not only one of Tilda Swinton's secrets, but it's really one of the secrets around looking elevated and elegant and like you've spent a lot of money on your clothes. It doesn't matter if you bought your clothes at H&M or you bought them at Neiman Marcus. If you're pairing satin and velvet and cashmere-ish and like different textures together in the same outfit and they're all one color, 10 out of 10, you're going to look like $1 million. So she adds things like a velvet blazer, a metallic shoe, a silk scarf. These are like kind of game-changing details that she adds to her outfits to create like these multi-dimensional and layered and textured outfits that are just stunning. So if you're color shy, but you want outfits that have impact, you want outfits that are not ho-hum, you want outfits that are not boring, add interest through texture rather than color. You can still create that same drama without wearing bold colors. Okay, next I'm going to go on to Sandra Oh. And the tip from Sandra Oh is that feminine doesn't have to mean frilly. Now, some of us like frilly, but she does feminine style really, really well. And I will say frilly definitely becomes a little bit more of a challenge as we get older. But she does feminine style really, really well without frills, without ruffles. So she has unexpected elements in her outfits that create a really feminine look. Again, without like very traditionally feminine details like ruffles, like frills, like lace. So for example, she'll do a soft dress with like a pair of chunky boots, and maybe the soft dress has like bold shoulders. So there's always like a balance in her feminine outfits that make them look really, really modern and again, feminine, but also easier to wear. So her looks are always really like graceful, but they've always got like a strong element in them. And so she's got this soft and strong thing going on in all of her outfits that makes them really, really interesting. So if you like feminine style, but you're like, but I'm not girly, I'm not frilly, I'm not ruffly. Good morning, everyone. Then consider like looking and truly, I'm not a celeb style stalker. Who has the time for that, truly? But I do this because I want us to have inspiration that is age appropriate, like in the same age range that we're in. And so if you want style that's feminine, but you don't want it to feel like uber girly and you don't want it to look too delicate, look at Sandra Oh. I feel like she does that mix of soft and strong, of graceful, but also like solid, like I feel like she does that mix really, really well. And so we can be feminine without looking like too delicate, too youthful, and find that balance. So I think that she does it's a great example of that style. Okay. Now I'm moving on to Andie MacDowell. She's always been one of my favorites. One of the reasons I love her is because she was, in the 80s, she was the person who had the dark curly hair like me, and she has continued with her dark curly hair. Now her hair is white, pretty much white, salt and pepper and curly. But her style tip is that statement accessories make the look. Statement accessories make the look. And she is known for her standout statement accessories. So she'll often take really simple outfits and she'll add dramatic earrings. She'll add bold rings. She'll add like a cool textured bag. And that elevates everything that she's wearing. One great accessory can take a plain outfit and make it like red carpet ready, make it camera worthy. And so it's really like you never know whether she's wearing the same pieces over and over again because she's just simply swapping out her accessories, updating her accessories, and she focuses on fewer, bolder pieces. She doesn't wear a ton. She's not wearing, a million accessories. She's not layering them on like an Iris Apfel. She's wearing a simple outfit and she's adding a fabulous accessory or two. And that is what ties the outfit together and makes it powerful and really, really cool. So statement pieces are not just jewelry or bags or shoes. They're like punctuation marks that finish your outfit, that finish the sentence that is your stylish outfit. So if you're feeling like an outfit is underwhelming, if you're feeling like an outfit is simple, add an accessory or two that are just really gonna complete it and wrap it up. Yeah, Andy McDowell, great style. And again, if one of these tips really resonates with you and you're like, I want to do more statement accessories, I want to do more feminine style, this is the time to go on Instagram or Pinterest or whatever and search these women to get inspiration on how you can put your own outfits together for your own life and your own body and your own budget and take some of these tips. Okay, number 9, Sarah Jessica Parker. She is my style person. I just love her eclectic and creative style. But the thing about her style, like my style, and most likely like your style, it's that style evolves. Style evolves, and that's a good thing. So Sarah Jessica Parker still looks like Sarah Jessica Parker, but her version of her style now is different than her version of her style back in her Sex and the City days. So she has never stayed in one style lane. She experiments with vintage, designer, playful, and serious. She mixes and matches it all together to create her own unique signature look. And that's why her look is one of the hardest to duplicate, because it's not like, oh, let me just buy that and that and that, and I'll get the Sarah Jessica Parker look. Her pieces are unique, and her way of putting them together is unique. And so her style reflects her journey. She's a mom, she's an actress, she's an entrepreneur. And as she's gotten older and as trends have changed, her style has changed with her, but it's still 100% her style. So it's okay if your style now is totally different than your style in your 30s. That's kind of the point. I feel like there is a through thread, like there's a common thread that will unite your style then and now. That for me has always been feminine. My style has always been feminine. It was feminine when I was 20. It's feminine now that I'm 55. And Sarah Jessica Parker's style has always been eclectic and creative. And it was at 30, and it is now that she's in her 50s. So there's a common thread, but how that look is going to be expressed in your outfits and what the actual outfits are going to look like, it's going to be completely different. And that's the point. That's the way it should be. Okay. Number 11. Or actually, this is number 10. Victoria Beckham. Minimal doesn't mean boring. I'm going a couple of tips over. Minimal doesn't mean boring. Victoria Beckham is a master at minimalism. She is the minimalist queen. She does clean lines, monochromatic outfits, zero fuss. Everything is structured. Everything fits her beautifully. Everything is polished. Her hair is sleek. Her makeup is just so. Her clothes are sleek. But her style never feels bland or repetitive. It's intentional, it's sleek, and it's powerful. Why? Because I'm going to go back to some of the tips I shared with Cate Blanchett and Jennifer Aniston. It's very much about silhouette, proportion, and tailoring. So she creates interest without embellishment because her clothes fit her really, really well. She mixes a lot of interesting proportions. She does a lot of long over short and loose over fitted, something I talk about a lot. She balances proportions very, very well in her outfits, and her outfits are very proportional. She very much focuses on the shape of the outfit, the silhouette of the outfit, and not the detail of the outfit. Now, I've talked before about how an item can be a statement piece in a variety of ways. Scale is one of the things that makes an item a statement. Shape is another thing that makes an item a statement. Color, and then detail. These are all things, and pattern. These are all things that can make a simple item a statement item. Shape, structure, detail, pattern. These are all, statement making details. Well, she will take the detail that she leans into is shape, silhouette, structure. Those are the things that make her outfits more statement minimal and not blah boring minimal. And so even her casual looks have a sense of quiet luxury, and she will do scale and silhouette, and she will use those to create interesting outfits. So she'll do the oversized sunglasses in every look, wide leg trousers, like a crisp button down. Everything is very, very intentional. So making every detail count and focusing on statement pieces that exude quiet luxury, that's what she does better than anybody. Okay, the last celeb I want to talk about is Pamela Anderson. And the tip from her is that reinvention is powerful. And the same way that I was talking about, Sarah Jessica Parker does not look now the way that she looked in her 30s, and that's the point. It's the same with Pamela Anderson. Now, I will say, like her style transformation, I feel like she was dressing for the camera and dressing for the public for years, and now is dressing for herself. And that includes her hair and makeup choices. Now, I do think this is a hot take, that there are going to be situations where you're going to want to put on a little bit of makeup to honor the situation, because there is a way that we dress for a black tie that is different than the way that we dress to run to the store. That said, obviously she can wear whatever she wants, and she looks stunning, however she chooses to do, whatever beauty choices she makes and whatever style choices she makes. But she has embraced natural makeup, unfussy hair, and minimalist fashion. Now, she really is, I feel like, coming into her own. And after decades of living and dressing to get a certain type of response, she is now like, I'm just going to be me, her hair. And I feel like what has happened is that if Pamela Anderson had maintained the over the top bombshell look, or tried to maintain that in her 50s, she would look older, and it would look really harsh. I feel like that look doesn't age well. It doesn't age well. And by paring it back and going more natural and going more minimal, and I think to the point of wearing almost no makeup, she looks more youthful. And she's truly proving that less is more as we get older. And that confidence, again, is what is taking her through this transformation, this evolution that she's had of her personal style, and is making it work for her, because she's like, I'm done with like the spray tan and the very full lips and the very overdrawn brows and that whole look, and the push-up bras and the whole thing, and I'm just going to show up looking like myself. And she looks fresher and more youthful than she has looked in decades. So she's shown up at major events without makeup, and truly in an era and in an age and in an industry where like perfection and where everyone is contouring within an inch of their lives, that's a really bold statement. Again, I feel like the no makeup look translates better in some situations than others, but I love that she's doing this because she's going very much against what she is being, what society and definitely that industry is pressuring her to do. So she's definitely rejecting the artifice of Hollywood and saying, I'm just going to do my own thing. And I love that for her. And like I said, she looks fresher and more modern than any of the people who are trying so hard to look like they're 25 again. We know that doesn't work. What we want to do is really kind of embrace where we're at. Good morning. Okay. Last, and this is just a tip to sum them up. This is that attitude beats age every single time. Attitude beats age. So whether you've got Victoria Beckham's like sharp, like cool attitude, whether you've got Sarah Jessica Parker's creative, vintage, eclectic attitude, or whether you've got Pamela Anderson's like reinventing herself over 50 and like a natural glam, like a California girl attitude, whatever that is, it's really about attitude and confidence, and then making choices that feel like you and owning those choices. And then when you make a choice that feels like you, whether you are bold like Viola Davis or whether you are neutral like Jennifer Aniston, you have to go all in on that and do the best version of that look. It's the best version of that look. If you're going to be powerful, you want to look uber powerful. If you're going to be colorful, you want to do colorful better than anyone else. So it's about taking that aesthetic and making it your own, and being very intentional about it so that it looks its best. So that's it. I know I ran over a little bit today, but I had so much to cover. So this was really like kind of like 12 style tips that we can learn from stylish and glamorous and beautiful women over 50. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, I want to know which of these women is most in line with your personal style. Which of these style tips are you going to start working into your regular everyday wardrobe and your everyday life? Love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.